Welcome there at 51 Raceway here. So I have the Revo Ford car that I got, and what I've done is some modifications to it. And one thing I did do was, as Home Racing World's, tuning recommendations, was change the pinion gear from 12 to 9, and then go to the Revo deep wood slot, and I chucked the spring because I don't need it, really, to be honest. It doesn't do anything for me. And I added some weight to the car to improve the handling. And all I did was, I'll show you, is I'll take these body screws off. And what I did is, like I said, change the pinion. Make sure that the tires got a little bit trued, even though they're rubber. And I know Harry's used these silicone ones, but I didn't have any silicones, so I used what I had on hand. And as you can see right here, I also put some Gorilla Tape in between here to cut down on the noise that the car will make, kind of like to resonate the noise. This is a Scott Culp recommendation on one of his videos he does for Revo slot, and it's just to keep it a little bit quieter. And it does cut down the chatter, with these two making a lot of racket or any resonating in it. That's pretty good. I like it. Pretty good idea that he came up with. And of course, I put UV glue and got my float the way I wanted it, and got it to where I needed it. And it does really well. I added some weight underneath it. This is ultra thin 24 thousandths, and it was fishtailing a lot, so I added a piece right here. And I basically just did that, and lubed everything up, trued the tires, the rubber tires, best I could. And I also, did the recommendations that Harry suggested, and the car runs really well. I got my dyno here, and I'm gonna throw it on here. And this is what I did before I put it on the track to make sure that everything was in really good shape. I just basically plopped it on here and just make sure everything was nice and running smoothly. Put synthetic grease on the gears, make sure my gear mesh was good. That was one important thing I did. The gear mesh is real important. You don't want it too tight, you don't want it too loose. And also where I set my pinion, I made sure I pressed it that this gear is in the center of the pinion. This way, it's in a good spot. And basically that's it. The front tires I didn't true. This particular Revo slot cars have a different size axle than the traditional, like say with Ace or 332nd. I'm not sure what it is, I can't remember. But what I did was I used 1/8 spacers, and they actually fit, and that's what I used to true the tires with this axle. I had to take this axle out of this car and do it that way. But again, you see everything is running pretty smoothly with the true tires. I will change the tires later on. The fronts, I probably should true them, but I won't. I'll probably change to something else. But we'll see. I don't know for sure. Because these, you can't really true these because they're stub axles. And I got to find out what axle I need to get, or just buy a Revo slot axle and use my, my truer with some way setting it up, like I did this way with the 1/8 axle with axle stops. This is for truing 1/8 axle, wheels with tires and stuff. But we'll throw it on the track, and you'll see how it handles on the Area 51 Raceway downstairs. So for now, we'll take this off, get the body placed on, and let's go give it a whirl on the track. All right, we're here at the track, and we're gonna give it a whirl and see what she does. Got that. When I didn't put the weight on before, it was really fishtailing a lot, but it's a little bit limited right now. I'm popped on the other guide, which is nice. You can bring it over and put it on the inside lane, because I like running the inside lane. That's always the toughest one to run. But I just, not too bad. I think it's quite an improvement. I like the deep wood guide better. I don't like the other guide that it comes with. And oh, there we go, popped off right there. But hey, it runs really well. It's really squirrely little car is what it is. But I like it. It's very entertaining. I mean, I've been messing with this for about an hour just to see how it runs, and it's really does real well when you get everything down. We're running at 12 volts too. Still selling a lot, but it is a lot of fun to drive around. It's a fun car. It's not not a a boring car. There you go. Also, one thing I did do was change the braids to a slot car corner braids. So I replaced those on top, and it really good little car. They're really fun to drive. I look forward to the BMW ones that I have coming, which is a black one. And again, here's where I slung my weight underneath here, a real thin weight, and got my gear mesh good. And with that 9-tooth pinion gear, it runs a lot better, and it is nicer. So my modifications were the Gorilla Tape here underneath to keep it from making so much noise because they tend to be a noisy car, and some slot car corner braid, the deep wood guide that came with the car, trimmed the rear tires, and I think that's it. Set my body float and the chassis float as well with these 4 screws, and I use the UV glue on top of them to keep them from coming loose. And so far, like I said, it's a good little handling car. It's great. You do need to tinker with these Revos. So, I mean, a lot of people to get them go, God, I don't like them. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. Well, there's some things you have to do to them, and when you do get these cars, I recommend you when you get them brand new is open them up, make sure everything is tight and not loose because sometimes that happens. And it's nothing against Revo. It's just who knows? Things happen during shipping. Some may come out perfect, some may not. Uh, and like Harry said, I would probably put some UV glue on this little spoiler because it's not really held too well on. Hasn't broken off yet. I do have another Escort in the box somewhere I need to open up, and we'll do the same thing like you did to this car. And again, man, it's just a really cool car once you get it doing real well and get it all set up. And that's it from Area 51 Raceway. As always, you take care and have fun racing.